Let me start with a short introduction about what seborrheic dermatitis is. It's a scalp condition that affects approximately 3% or 5% in the world's population. For those of you who are not wearing this, you should wear them. If not, you will not be hearing anything. Channel 1 for everyone, channel 1, and headsets. And it's particularly prevalent on the scalp and on the most vulnerable areas, also on the face, usually on the eyebrows. Typical symptoms include itching, flaking, and this might cause considerable discomfort. I would like to start showing you a little bit of a worldwide prevalence study we just had at Pr. And this study shows the prevalence of the disease in different countries. Here you have the numbers of people that have been checked. So you can see in Brazil we have 4,000 people, but in South Africa 1,000, in Senegal just 300, in Germany also around 4,000. This is the sample we had in different countries in the world. As you can see, there's no big difference between males and females on the incidence of seborrheic dermatitis, but it's a big difference on the age groups. As you can see, before puberty, it's not so common, but it starts to appear. So this is a big year. It's very common during the middle age, and it disappears again when the hormones go down. So we need some grease and hormones in order to have a seborrheic dermatitis. Regarding the different colors of the skin, you can see that looking at Fitzpatrick classification, darker skin is less affected by seborrheic dermatitis than lighter skin, as you can see from these images. So you can have that in phototype 1 we have 12%, in phototype 2 we have 26%, in phototype 3, the most common in Europe, we have around 35% of this type of problem. Fair skin, 73%, dark skin, only 26%, much more common in our type of skin. Regarding the prevalence in the world, you can see that in the Middle East, in South America, and in Asia, the prevalence is higher, around 4% in most of them, and in North America, in Australia, and in Europe, the prevalence is lower, in around 1.8%. The global world incidence is around 3.3% in seborrheic dermatitis. If you try to see differences between males and females, there are not much differences, so you will see that in America it's exactly the same, in South America it's nearly the same, in Europe it's nearly the same, and so in the rest of countries around the world. Let's focus into Europe, which it's the part that more interested us, as this is the European Academy of Dermatology and Venereology. We don't see so much differences in sexes in Europe, but we see a big difference on ages. So it's common in young adults, it's quite common in older adults, and it's rare in the post-adults. Regarding the rural and semi-urban areas, it's more common in semi-urban areas than in the rural areas. If you ask the patients affected by sebderm what type of help they have looked for, they would say that approximately half of them have not consulted in the last 12 months. And if they have, 30% approximately consulted a doctor, 11% consulted a pharmacist, 2% consulted a nurse, and approximately 60% had no consultation at all. In the European results, we see that some of them also consulted an homeopathic doctor, as homeopathy is increasing the rates and the popularity in Europe. 33% consulted a general practitioner, and 76% a dermatologist. And we are all dermatologists in here, and we should be happy to know that people do know that seborrheic dermatitis is a type of disease that we dermatologists take care of. So we have approximately this 76% of people that take care of their disease by getting in touch with us dermatologists. Regarding what type of treatment they declare to have had before answering this questionnaire, you will see that some of them had no treatment, some of them received food supplements. About 14%, this is females and this is males, had one or more dermocosmetics, others prescribed by a doctor. This is the bigger group. They had an ointment or a cream, and the others are not so important, as you can see here in numbers. 54% consider it very embarrassing in the personal life, and 55% also consider it very embarrassing in their professional life. So it's a disease that it's affecting the quality of life of patients, not in their daily activities at home, but also in the job activities they have. These are patients' words, what they have answered, being asked about how they feel. They said, I experience difficulties in relations. I feel the sex life has been affected by seborrheic dermatitis, so they don't feel so comfortable approaching the partners having this type of problem. So it's more affecting them than what we might think as dermatologists, seeing more severe diseases, but this type of visible diseases are in fact affecting them. They also stated about 80% men that fell out of rejected by others, and 76% I feel that people look at me with disgust because they can see the scales jumping out from their scalp. And you can see how big numbers that people have the sensation, and this is a sensation from the patients. Obviously, we cannot know exactly if this is like it is, but this is the feeling from them. I feel people avoid approaching me. I lack time for self-care. I tend to check my appearance every time I cross a mirror in order to see if the others can see my disease that I'm trying to hide with treatment. I give up on vacation, on leisure activities, and I give up on family or professional events. Also, you can see big numbers on that answers.